Welcome back to Full Circle with Mikali. How you're doing, where you're watching us from. 111 that is our SMS line. Switch TV KE on Instagram, Switch TV Kenya on Facebook. Right now, we're looking at your space. How do your interiors look like? How do you decorate the spaces that you get into? Do you like how it looks like? If not, this conversation is for you. It's time for Business Circle. We have a lady who introduces herself as the interior therapist. Ash, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Lovely to be on the show, Mikali.
Karibu sana.
Yes.
Interior therapist.
Yes, yes.
Wow. Why so?
Because I basically have a look at spaces, I evaluate them, and then I diagnose, and I offer I diagnose a problem and I offer solutions. Yes.
To a space.
Yes. Yes.
And you know, a space it's my space. So if it looks like this, then I'll constantly be like this. And if it vibrates good vibrations to me, then I'll be looking at it feeling so good about myself.
Well, see, people reach out to me when they feel there's something not right.
Okay.
That's why I've got the term interior therapist. And I'm doing it more online these days because obviously with COVID, it's difficult to visit people.
Yes.
So I actually offer an online service where you can we do it by Zoom.
Okay.
You know, somebody holds up their phone and they show me their room and say, it's not working. What can I do? What are the problems? And when you're in the space yourself, you may not realize why it's not working. You have a sense that something's not right.
Yes.
So it helps have somebody who's impartial to say, actually, because if it's a friend or a family member, they've always got their own agenda. You know what I mean? So that's why I come in. Yes. Yeah.
How would you describe your style?
I'd describe my style as Afro modern eclectic.
Oh,
yeah, yes.
Okay, I see that. I see that.
Yes, yes.
And when you look at your personal space,
Yes.
is that what your personal space says about who you are? Is it important for who I am as a person for it to be reflective of the spaces that I'm in?
That's my mantra. It's about personalizing your space.
Okay.
It's got to reflect who you are. And I think the problem now is a lot of us are getting a lot of our inspiration online from Instagram, Pinterest. And we just, you scroll and you think, oh, I like that, I like that, I like that. You may like it, but it doesn't really reflect who you are as a person. So when I walk into my apartment, I just feel that this is me. And it makes me feel so happy,
Yes.
And I want that for everyone that I work with.
Okay.
So you can only get that when your space says something about who you are, your heritage, what you do for a living, what you're passionate about, where you live. All these things have to come in and say something.
So where do we start? Say, for example, they've called you and I'm like, I need help. I don't know what the problem is. And that is where most of the people start from.
Yes.
I don't know what the problem is. I don't know how to fix it. So you come in, where do we begin this journey with you?
I think the first question I'd ask is, what is your style? In terms of, you need to nail down your interior style. Everything starts from there. Are you drawn more to sort of rustic interiors, classic, traditional, modern, minimalist? Are you maximalist? It's very important to interrogate this.
Okay.
You need to know who you are in terms of your interiors, your interior personality, because that informs everything you do. Because then it stops you from making mistakes when you're shopping. Like, I know I'm not into like florals and sort of very, very sort of traditional kind of styles. So I know what's going to work for me. I don't like sort of dots and very sort of minimalist.
I see
you know
your
what I mean?
face.
Scanned.
I see your face. When you're talking about florals, it's just like florals.
You're that sort of chintzy, sort of very sort of twee, sort of cute look. And I don't like minimalism. I don't like sort of beige, neutral interiors.
No.
So I already know if I see something, I think that's not going to work because I've nailed down my style. And that's what I work with people, to get them to a place where they say, this is what I like. It's a process.
It is a process.
I can't just wake up and say, oh, this is my style.
No.
You have to work on it,
Okay.
Yes, so there's a lot of things you draw on, I sort of give them sort of templates, and they say, what do you like? Do you like this one? What don't you like about this one? What do you like about this one? And that helps them to go to a place where they're comfortable.
It's a proper exercise.
It's an exercise because you can get distracted by what you see because it's trending. And obviously what we see on social media is what's trending a lot of the time. So you get distracted, you think, oh, I should like that because
it's trending now.
It's trending.
I think, what are these seats called?
Yes.
They're in everybody's house now. I've forgotten. The ones with the buttons everywhere.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
So Chesterfield.
Chesterfield.
Yes.
So there was a whole fight about that, I think, last year, but one.
Yes.
So everybody's into it because
Yes.
you don't know if you like it personally or is it because everybody
because
has
you've seen it in somebody, an influencer's house or somebody, you think, oh, I should like that because I like so-and-so and they like it. So that's what happens, you see. So you're going to sort of, it's also about stepping into your confidence in terms of interiors and saying, no, I like this. Okay. And this reflects who I am. So I'm going to, introduce into my space. It's also a confidence building exercise.
Okay.
Yes.
And looking at maybe the fundamentals of maybe interior decor and some things that go along with others.
Yeah.
Say, for example, shapes and colors. You'll find that this colors probably will not go with this colors, or maybe this shapes of your house or your seats will probably not work with a wall unit or maybe a TV stand that looks like this, or maybe mixing wood, the what is it called? The back kind of textures and maybe a modern. Is it something that you also help people with?
Yes, obviously, because I think I try to simplify the process because you can get overwhelmed. There's so much information, there's so much, so and all this is also contradictory. So if you know, and all this, it doesn't have to be one style. Like I mix old and new. That's one of my mantras. It's very important to have old pieces in your space as well, not just new. Okay. And I think, especially living in Nairobi now, there's so many furniture shops now. There's lots of places you can get, furniture, which is great.
Yes.
But then you think, oh no, I'm going to buy everything new. I'm moving. I've got a new space. I want everything to look new.
Okay.
And you want to avoid that. It's very important to avoid that because otherwise your home looks like a show house. It looks like a shop, you get my meaning.
Yes.
Yeah?
Like you picked it out right from the showroom and put it in your house.
And I've got people say, oh, I'm moving into a new apartment. I want everything new. I don't want anything old. And that's the mistake, we can make. So the best thing you can try and do is to raid even your granny's house or your things from your parents and bring things like old, what they call brown furniture. You know those things we didn't like?
Yes. Just like, what is that?
Yes. But if you mix them with your new pieces, it just makes your space look like it's evolved over time. And that's what makes an interior so exciting. When it looks like, oh, I got this from here, I inherited this, I found this.
Sort of like it's a journey.
It's a journey
of life in your house as well.
You put it so well. It's a journey. So we're always on this journey. It's never done. So for me, one of the important things is to actually try and bring in, older pieces.
This is so interesting.
Yes.
Very interesting because I'd be fascinated when I walk into a modern house and I see what is it called? The ones that play the music, the old ones.
The gramophones.
Gramophones.
Yes.
It will stand out for me. It will call to me.
Yeah.
It is so old, probably even our parents or grandparents didn't think it was anything. But having it in that space is beautiful.
It just personalizes it. And it's also like a talking point. Because people will ask, oh, wow, where did you get that? Or how did you find it? Or I found it when I traveled. Or my auntie gave it to me. There's always a story. You want your home to have a story. And it should be your story.
Okay.
So that's why I'm very passionate about bringing
old and new together.
Old and mixing.
So what other things should we look out for when we are doing or redecorating our house? I totally love that one.
Yeah. And then the color palette. Your home should have a color palette. There should be a selection of colors that run through every space in your home. So it's not just about, oh, I want blue here and I want red in there and I want pink and I'm going to, because otherwise it's like you're walking into a room and everything, oh, look. It's a bit jarring if you get my meaning. So before you start anything, you have to decide on your color palette. Okay. Like mine is orange, red, turquoise, pink, a bit of yellow. It's quite,
beautiful.
And you see them in different amounts in different rooms. It's not like oh, red here. It's all.
Oh, because I remember there was a time back in the day.
Yes.
You'd find one room is red, then you walk into another one and it is green.
No, you see, you really want to avoid that.
I want my bedroom red.
Yeah, and then you're like, okay, and then
everything is red.
Yes.
Carpet red, curtain red, beddings red.
Yeah.
So just the bed wasn't available in red.
You see, the problem is it's actually very, colors are quite difficult to get right. And I love color. You're so passionate about color. But you have to sort of approach it almost and say, okay, these are the colors I'm going to, use, and then choose. Some people say use, which I don't like, they use 60, 30, 10%.
What is that?
Like 60% is the main color.
Okay.
It could be white, and then you can say 30% is going to be sort of burnt orange, and then 10% is going to be turquoise.
Okay.
If you're really, really stuck, you could do that, but it can end up looking a bit like a formula. And you don't want your house to look like a formula.
Okay.
What I would say is maybe pick 3 main colors and then 2 subsidiary colors. So if you're using bright colors, like if you're using orange, don't just use one shade of orange like the carpet. Use that shade, and then also use this, the I'm wearing a rust. So you see you're mixing the sort of more vibrant and the more subdued.
Okay.
So whatever color you're using, look at the whole range, the whole tonal range. So if it's just orange, it's not just one shade of orange.
Yes.
Use all the different shades of orange. You see?
Okay.
And you also have to mix warmer colors, warmer shades with cooler. Like warm colors are red, orange, sort of gold, those kind of colors.
Yes.
Yellow.
Yes.
And then wood is warm as well. And the cooler are like gray, white, blue,
beige.
Green. Beige is more warm.
Is warm?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
So and what I've noticed, especially in Kenya, we tend to use too many warm colors. So you're going to somebody's house. They've got a wooden floor.
Yes.
Then they've got a beige, sort of soft white walls. Then they've got orange. They've got brown, beige. You get my meaning? A bit of red.
Yes.
That's too warm, and we live in a warm climate.
Okay.
So we need to cool it down. So if you put a bit of white, a bit of grey, silver, pops of green, so you're balancing the color tones.
Okay.
I
see what you mean with that.
Yes.
Because it could be a bit much.
Because what it does, it just brings the energy down. If it's too warm, you feel like, oh, you get my meaning, yes? Because it's warm, you kind of pulls you. Because warm is sunshine.
Yes.
So and then sort of cool is more like a sort of ice. Yeah. So you need both. You need both in the home.
And this needs to be seen throughout the house. So you can have the same burnt orange that you had in the living room.
Yeah.
And have maybe throw pillows or maybe a curtain of the same being seen in another room.
Yes. So you could have like a burnt orange sofa in the living room.
Yes.
Then the bedroom, you can just use the throw pillows, the cushions. You don't have to have it now. The bed has to be, so you're using in different variations. But you're trying to use both the warm and the cooler tones. Okay. So when you pick a color palette, try and pick, from the warm side and also the cooler side. So that way you're balancing it. And it just makes your interior more energetic and more sort of interesting.
I love it. Thank you so much. We have some pictures. Can we see some of Asha's work? Yeah. Oh, look at that.
You see what I'm talking about when I mean about mixing warm and...
That painting is beautiful. You can just see it from the back there. So retro.
And that actually brings me to our next point.
Yes.
Include art. We don't include enough art in our interiors, I don't think. And then living in Kenya, we have a lot of affordable art. People say, oh, it's too expensive.
Yes.
But I've been to the Masai market and picked up really nice boutiques and framed them and hanging in my space. Or you can go to approach students, up and coming artists.
Yes.
There's a lot of,
And they need the money.
They need the money.
They
so
do.
why not support our own?
Yes.
As opposed to just buying these sort of generic imported prints. The ones you get in furniture shops.
Yes.
Why are we doing that? When we've got people who are really talented, and we should support our own,
that is so
talent.
So we need to include more art pieces in our house.
Especially original art.
Original art pieces.
Because I won't have what you have, because it's original. So what the piece you have, no one else is going to have it. That says something about who you are, because you've chosen that piece, and there's a reason you chose it.
Yeah.
So that's how you're personalizing your space with art. Okay. But I do mix original and prints. I've even framed wrapping paper, to say the truth. No, seriously.
I went into somebody's house and I found that they collect notes from different parts of the world. Almost the notes that are not being used in those places, very rare. And they've just put them together, framed them, and put them up.
Why not?
It's beautiful and out of the world. You wouldn't think notes. We had the currency that we're not using anymore. They're 1,000 bob notes. And those notes can be used. You can just put them up. You'll be telling your children, grandchildren
Yes.
that once upon a time.
And what I would do with that,
Yes.
which is I would sort of style them as a collection,
Mm-hmm.
because you want to avoid sort of things scattered all around.
Yes.
So when you approach a room, you're trying to style it as okay, that area, that space, the
Yes.
coffee table,
Uh-huh.
the console table, the corner. You're styling in group, and you're grouping objects. So if you collect things, it's nice to group them because it makes it a bit more, interesting.
Yes.
Yeah. As opposed to just like, I'm going to put it there, I'm going to put that there, I'm going to put that, scattering it around.
So we
Yes.
have a corner of
Yes.
certain group of
Yes.
things.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're all sort of working together as a whole, even though they're individual pieces.
Yeah.
They all work together as a whole.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have another picture? Is there another? Oh, there we go.
Yes. That's an
Plants.
because that's very important. Plants. I really do believe we need to have more living things in our space. They stop them from looking sterile. And it makes it makes space look beautiful.
Yes.
And also proven health benefits to having plants, because they remove toxins from the air, and they also bring in oxygen. They actually relieve stress, they relieve stress. They help you be more productive and creative. And then also when you're looking after them, it's quite therapeutic
Yes,
because you're
it is.
watering them
And seeing them just blossom and
yes,
become beautiful.
yes.
Is,
Yeah.
yeah.
And also
That's
about
the one thing
bringing-
I don't have in the house. I think I will.
And that's an easy win. I'm a terrible plant mum.
I'm just like, I want to be away for a whole week. What will happen to that plant? But then there are plants that do not need a lot of care like that.
Or you get a big basin, put a bit of water in them, and try and just put them in so they absorb all the water from underneath. Yeah.
Genius.
Yes. Or you have a bath, you could put them in the bath and just put a little bit of water. No, but I'm not the best with plants, so I get the hardy ones, like the succulents and the cacti. The ones that don't.
They don't need a
hopefully,
lot
of love and attention. Yeah. Yes.
I don't know what that says
Yes.
about us,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Do you have another picture before we go
Yeah.
on a break? Look at
Yeah.
that.
Yes, you see, that's a very clean. I love light.
Yeah.
And I think if you can prioritize, I think light should be one of the most important things you look for if you're moving into a space.
Yes.
I'd even pay a little bit more money to get the apartment that has a bit more light. Because it's so hard to work with a space that doesn't get a lot of light. You have to do a lot more. Once you have light, you're already halfway there. And you paint your walls white, because I love white, It just looks modern and clean.
It does.
You see what I'm, you know what I'm
does,
saying?
it does.
And then
It
you don't have to work as
hard as
Yes.
when you don't have enough light.
Yes,
in the
when you
house.
don't have enough light, and then you paint the walls soft white. You have to work harder and harder to make it look. As you can see, I've got a thing about.
Do you have another picture? Do you have another picture?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Please tell us
That's-
about this.
Another thing, inspiration mood boards. I really do believe in them because beginning of the year we talk about vision boards.
Yes.
So I have one in my studio, and that really helps,
Okay.
And I also it's got a nice to look at, also a nice talking point, interesting to look at, and I do help you in terms of motivation and getting to where you want to be in terms of your goals.
Okay.
'Cause
So a vision
yes.
board, a place where you can easily
Yes.
see
Yes.
and
Yeah.
draw inspiration
Yes.
from that as well. I
Yes.
think that's beautiful.
Yeah. Because then also, I had mine made locally by Fundi. It's not like it's just a sheet of mabati that's framed and it's hanging on my wall. And it really, I look at it all the time. And before you know it, you actually say, that's what I was thinking. You may not even know what you like, because it's an exercise that you undergo in terms of cutting things out from magazines or downloading from Pinterest, and then you're just putting them together. And then it starts working, into something that you
wanted or you
Yes.
envisioned for
Yes.
yourself.
Yes.
When you talked about cutting things
yeah,
up,
yeah.
I just saw one somewhere where they collected old
Yeah.
CDs.
Yes.
And you see the shiny bit of
Yeah.
it, then they just cut it into the family exercise. They just cut it, and
Yeah.
the kids are helping to just
Yeah.
cut into little pieces,
Yeah.
and then put them on a piece of wood and just frame them. And it looks
Yes,
absolutely stunning.
yes,
You spent
yes.
time with family doing it. The kids enjoyed doing it.
Wonderful. And you're not all sitting there watching TV or on your devices.
No.
It's something you can do, collectively. And it's so enriching when you can. Yeah.
I have been
Yes.
empowered to rethink
Yeah.
my interiors. So I'm just looking at them in my head thinking, wow, Mikali, you could do better.
Yeah.
You could do better. And it works for you as well when you're in a space that you love and you enjoy
Yes.
being in it.
Because if you're not comfortable at home, where will you be comfortable? Your comfort, your sense of well-being starts from your home.
Absolutely.
Can you imagine waking up stressed? You're already, and you think I have to go to work. I didn't sleep well because I don't like my bedroom. No, it's untidy. So everything starts from home. So when that works for you, everything will work as well.
Absolutely.
Yes.
How can people get in touch with you? On
Yes.
what social media platform? Give us a number. We need help.
I'm active on Instagram.
Yes.
At An African Eye. That's my handle. I've got a YouTube channel, An African Eye as well. Yes.
Okay.
So I've got quite a lot of inspirational, instructional videos, and I'm also producing more content. I'm reframing my content because a lot of people are asking me for different things. So I want to serve people better. So I'm working very hard on that.
Thank you
Yes.
so
Yeah.
much, even for coming through today.
No, it's been
We
wonderful
appreciate it.
to be on. Yeah, really interesting conversation. Thank you, Mikali.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome. And we're going to take a very short commercial break. If you love a good love story, well, do not go too far because we'll be right back with that.